Hello there, yarn lovers. It's Gary and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on the west coast of Canada. How are you all doing? I hope you're well and staying safe. It is Saturday, April the 12th, 2025, and I have a chance here to do a few recordings. So this particular recording will be talking about some finished objects, works in progress, some make-alongs that I'm joining in, as well as a make-along that I'm hosting that's currently going on right now, and anything else that jumps in the time frame that I have to spend with you. I hope that you enjoy the content. If you're happening across this channel for the very first time, I've set this channel up to talk about all of my yarny adventures. That's in knitting, crocheting. I talk about my acquisitions, where I purchase my yarn and tools of my craft from. So if that's of interest, then please stick around. And for those who are returning, I want to say a big thank you for the reception that I received. It was very positive about my last video that I posted talking about the kickoff and the guidelines to the mood board mail that I'm hosting. And it's all to do with songs and our favorite songs and lyrics. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the course of this video, but if you are interested in going over to look at that video's, the guidelines and the timeframes, all that wonderful stuff, it'll be down in the description box, and linking to that, you'll jump to that video. Also down there, you'll see how to reach me if you want to ask me any questions. My email's down there. And you'll see some affiliate links if you want to help out the channel. If you're going shopping and you want to click on those links at no extra cost to you, those sales that you, or purchases that you make, a small commission comes back to me and I put that back into the channel. So for those of you who have used those links before, I want to say a big thank you. It's helped me out to purchase things like yarn and some technical things like a camera stand, all these wonderful shelves that you see. All that money goes into building a better little corner here so that I can bring you these videos. Okay, so I talk about what Hank, my man for me, is wearing, and he is wearing a crocheted item that I finished around 2 years ago. It has some modifications to it. It's to a pattern called the Triangular Scarf Leukone, and the designer, I'm going to look over here because I don't want to get it incorrect. Designer's name is Claudia Tesar, and you can find her in publications that are on Ravelry called Kleines, Feines. All of that will be down below in the description box as mentioned. And the modifications that I did to it, because I was using a huge Stenli cake and there were like 2,000 meters, the pattern doesn't call for that many meters, but I had extra in this changing color cake from Stenli. I was doing an extra repeat. As you can see, there's like this eyelet and then this kind of bubble stitch that's around in this pattern, and it's repeated. So I did another set of repeats, made it a bit bigger, and the edging as well, I did extra edging lace work to balance up the scale of the shawl that now was a bit bigger, and the pattern suggestion on the border was not big enough for the size of the shawl, so I kind of had to create a little bit there of lace work to make it a bit more wider. Yeah, the changing, the Stenli cake did all the changing in the colors itself, so I can't take credit for that, but I did love the way that it was working out with this crochet pattern. The first finished project that I have to share with you is this amazing piece that I worked on. I was so thrilled when I first put it on the knitting needles, and then a couple of hours of work, I was like, okay, I'm hooked. It did take me about 8 weeks to complete this, so it wasn't any fast feat at all, but it was one that I couldn't put down because there's lots of color changes and I wanted to get to the next color change. So if you're looking for an interesting pattern, this might be the one for you to keep your interest. It is Stephen West's Painting Diamonds, and I wet blocked this. I didn't even know how big it would be after the blocking, because the nature of this piece is that it uses stockinette and reverse stockinette. So it does bunch up like an accordion until you wet block it, and then it sort of stretches out and gives you the true length. So here I have over 7 feet of painting diamonds And there we go there. That's the end. And I'll just show you in my wingspan. I am 5'8", 5'8", and if I'm stretching it out to a nice comfortable level, that's my wingspan there. And on the end I have a good 1.5 foot there, and a good probably a 1 foot there. So plenty of shawl as everything falls on the ground. I will wear it for you. Before I do that, I do want to show you the back. So the framing of those diamonds doesn't come on the back or the reverse of the material that's made. It's all kind of on the front that this display of the slip stitching happens. But yeah, that's the back side. And the front is where all the beauty is. Now I'll wear it. It's a fingering weight project. So all of these yarns that I'm using are fingering weight. I absolutely love it. So wonderful. Now, let me just show you and talk to you a bit about the pattern. I did buy the publication, the hardbound book with 13 painting shawls, and in that is a code that I can digitally download the PDF as well. So if you want to work with the PDF electronically, if you have an iPad, that's how you work. But I print them out, and then I can write notes and stuff on them, and I won't damage the book then. So this is the printout that I did from the PDF that I downloaded. And yeah, it's a paid for pattern. I'll leave the link down below in the description box. Now, the nice thing about this pattern is that you can work to it at the length that you want, but because of that construction of it, as I mentioned, when it's on the needles, you don't get a true sense of how long the scarf is until you wet block it. So I'm really happy with the size and the length that it came to in the end. Okay, yarn that I used. I used a 3.5mm set of knitting needles as recommended by the pattern, and it was my Jaga stainless steel. I had used, for the light grey colour here, that is the main colour in the pattern and creates those nice frames, was the Cloudborn fibres, and it's in the collection called Merino Superwash Sock Twist. Cloudborn. And I do have part of a hank. I used 2 of these and a little bit of this one, very so slightly, because I needed to finish off the repeat, and I had to eat into this by, I don't know, maybe about 10 grams. So 2 hanks and a little bit of the main color. The other thing that I did with the colors, or the colors in the striping here in my Painting Diamonds, was I got 2 100-gram balls of this Estelle yarn, and this is called Sock Twins Crazy Ball. This is a self-striping yarn, and when I cut up the yarn colors and put them, the similar colors together to create little balls, I sort of divided up 6 colors in the balls themselves, and then I just went through the number of colors in the sequence from 1 to 6, and then from 6 down to 1 again, and repeated that color sort of patterning throughout the piece. When I look at this, I don't know whether you see what I'm seeing here, but we used to have flannel sheets growing up, and there were stripes in our flannel sheets in similar colors to these ones. So when I think of this, I'm getting the comfort reminder of a nostalgic feel from back when I was little. Yeah, so did I use the whole 2 balls in that? No, I didn't. I actually have a lot of little leftovers here with the balls. Actually, that's a different, as you can tell, they're all different weights. Oh, I just dropped that one, pick that up. So yeah, these are, how to explain, So I have majority mostly orange left and little bits of purple and teal. There's a semi ball here of turquoise. So those were in the crazy balls. So I put them back in there. They'll go into my scrappy jar that I use for when I do scrap projects. And I think all of those are healthy enough sizes to put into an interesting project. So I can wear this now and talk to you about my next finished object. Yeah. All right, so the next thing that I've got to talk to you about is this little guy here. Is my second finished object, and was featured in my last video that I dropped, and this will be the prize for one random lucky draw winner from the mood board mail that I'm hosting. It's going on right now and will go until June the 15th, 2025. And after all the entries come in, I will be picking one of them at random and sending this little guy off to the winner. So, you know, the person who wins this can give this person, this little bear, a name. Yeah, it's to a pattern called Albert the Bear, and the designer is Herville. It'll be down in the description box below as well. Now, I used a 3.5mm crochet hook and a varying amount of different yarns, all of which are sport weight yarns. Maybe some are a little finer than sport weight, but around sport weight. And here they are in here that I've used these yarns. You can see some Hobby Rainbow cotton, and the weight is a 8/6, which is the sport weight. And I can see in here that there are some BC Garn, there are some jeans yarn from this one here, Jeans Crazy by Yarn Art as well. That's where I got this watermelon color from, the variegated that's going through the pieces. And I also used Hobby's Olivin yarn, which is linen cotton. So really nice sturdy yarns, and because it's using such a small hook as well, the fabric is sturdy and you don't see the stuffing. I use safety eyes and a safety nose, and this is the little clip that I put on him that was a gift from Emmy. It says here on the clip, or the tag, made by Urban Yarn. This can come off, it unscrews, and then you can take the tag off. But I like it because it can be hung on something like a bag, and then this little fella can come around with you wherever you go. I like that. Yay. What do you think? Now, the reason for this was the giveaway for my mood board mail. So I can talk a little bit about the mood board mail, just briefly, because the video that is the guideline video is the one that you need to go to get all the rules. But I am working on my mood board mail. Hopefully I can get Editing Gary to put my board up there. So it's all to do with song lyrics, choosing your favorite song, picking a lyric, and creating a mood board that gives you all the feels of the song and that specific lyric that you picked. So mine's going to be Mazzy Star here, and my lyric is Fade Into You. Oh, the song is Fade Into You, and the lyric is Strange You Never Knew. I'm getting all the like deserty, mysterious colors, and I've chosen this yarn to match that mood board. And this is from Hobby. It is the Dahlia 100% cotton yarn in the colorway Chocolate Rose. I love the name of this color. So these are the yarns that I'm choosing. The pattern is this one here. It's called Opera Act 3 by Jaga. So it's a very, I'm going to say it's a very lush lacework and bubble textured shawl. And I'll be starting that very soon. So if that kind of thing interests you with a mood board, Mel, please do go across and check out the guideline video that I posted last week. And yeah, you can join in, and I'm interested to find out what your favorite songs are, what sort of emotions that the song lyrics inspire in you, and then translate that into a color palette for a project. Now, next up is going to be my works in progress. I have a number of them here, but because we're talking about make-alongs, let's look at this project that I'm working on for 2 make-alongs, so I'm double dipping. This is Judy from Judy's Creations in Crochet. She's hosting a monthly butterfly that we see the colors of the butterfly, and we get inspired to choose from the color palette in the butterfly photograph, and we make something. So for the month of April, it is a nice kind of green emerald, almost bordering between aqua green and then going up to more of a grass green color and black. And hopefully I've got the image here and I can share it here on screen. And the yarn that I chose, I've started my project. I've chosen a healthy chunk here of yarn that I don't have the ball band for any longer, but this is, I believe, a Madeline Tosh fingering weight yarn, and it's a 1-ply. I don't know what the color name was. It was one of a kind. That's all I remember. And I used it for another Stephen West shawl that I was doing, I think in 2022. And it was the Twists and Turns, his make-along that he hosts in October sometime. So this was remnants of that. And I am also choosing this color here, which is sort of similar. It has a little bit more of the flecking between a more blue-green and a yellow-green. The texture is different too. It's actually a plied yarn. It has a twist to it. And this one is by Koiju. Koiju is a Canadian yarn dyer, and it was a small 50-gram hank. I believe it was a gift as well. I can't quite remember or recall where I purchased or whether this came through as a Happy Mail gift. So thank you if it was a Happy Mail gift. The colorway is called Reef. There it is there, the details. And last but not least, I have another Madeline Tosh, and this one I do have the label for because it's a full hank, and I've balled it up, and it's Madeline Tosh Tweed in fingering weight, and it also is 1-ply. And the colorway of this one is called Cardigan. So I'm using all 3 of these. Maybe that photograph has been taken down now, but those are the 3 that I'm using. The pattern that I chose, oh, I did have this one in here in case I wanted to make my shawl a little bigger or edge it in black to give it a frame. So this is the Alpaca Silk by Hobby. It's 70% alpaca, 30% mulberry silk, and this is in the colorway black, or if you need the number, it is number 8. Lovely and soft with a little sheen to it as well, and a lot of halo. The pattern that I chose is a free pattern, and it is called the Age of Brass and Steam Kerchief. I'm going to try and make it a bit bigger than the kerchief size. They do suggest here on using DK weight yarn with a 5mm set of knitting needles, but because I'm using fingering weight, I've gone down a size to the 4mm size in my Jaga stainless steel. And here it is here. I've gotten a little bit done, and it's curling because it's stockinette stitch. It needs a block as well, but I love the colors. I am doing exchanging colors each 2 rows. I'm running the 2 yarns on the side, so I'll do a up and back with one color and then change it to the next one, up and back. And I haven't started the Koiju yarn yet. These are just the 2 Madeline Tosh that I'm using. I really love the texture of the colors and how they're playing out, and then this little eyelet row is making a bit of interest. So not too much done yet, and it is a kerchief, but I am going to try and make it a bit bigger. So I have to figure out what the pattern is so that if I go further to make more sections than it calls for in the pattern itself, then I will continue on and make it slightly bigger. Yeah, it's very, very soft. And if you're looking for the back side, that's where all the pearl bumps are. And that's what the back looks like. Yeah. And there we have it. So I'm housing that in a bag here. That's my project bag that I'm housing it in. It's a box bottom drawstring, handmade by Kit over in, she used to have a YouTube channel, and her YouTube channel was All Things Crochet and Knit with Kit. I love this so much, this amazing project bag. So the other thing that I am joining in, and this pattern is answering, is my second mal that it double dips into, and that's by Jax. And Jax has a YouTube channel here, and it's called Creations by Jax. Hi Jax, and she's hashtagging her make along, and it runs until June as well. I think mid-June sometime of 2025. It's called hashtag JaxItUpMal 2025, and so her request is that hand-dyed yarns are used. So any pattern, any craft, I believe, that uses yarn, crochet and knit is allowed, but I will link the guideline video down below. In that guideline video, Jax mentions that she was going to end the make along May the 4th, 2025, because that was her anniversary for her YouTube channel, but she's extended it now. It's going to June 2025. So that's my entry into Jax's hashtag JaxItUpMal 2025. Okay, next is, okay, let's do a crochet. So I have an insert here of a picture because I have all my work for this project on a wall. It's on a sheet, and I've hung it up on a wall, and I'm working on it standing up, and it's been very, very helpful to do that. It saves my knees from, or my back from bending over looking on top of the work, and it is all to do with modular hexagons. So it's a crocheted pattern. Excuse me as I reach down here to get the pattern. It's based on this wonderful free design called the Wind Flower Hexagon, and it's by Johanna Lindahl. I don't know whether you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah. This is done in the rounds, and you don't flip the work. You actually just continue on. So it's front facing always, like your stitch work. And I'm using a 4mm crochet hook. I've done series of them now, and hopefully Editing Gary can show you the extent of the work. It's 11 hexi rows across and 9 hexi rows down, with side hexes, which are half hexes, to make one of the top and the bottom edge flush, so it's not a jagged jigsaw piece, and one of the edges will have points that come out from it. So my I guess learned for the last 2 weeks was what color to use as my join, and you've been helping me along the way with suggestions, so thank you for that, and what yarn, and also what kind of stitch that I was going to use to join them all up together. So I've made some progress on that, and I've come to some decisions. And surprisingly to me, it wasn't my initial choices that I made, because I did do some experimenting with the colors that I thought of, and it didn't quite work out. So I have changed the color and the yarn. Yeah, so where is the... Here it is here. So my choice that I have landed on from the test that I'm going to show you is this one here. It's Mary Maxim's Mellow Spun DK. So it's a smaller weight yarn. The blanket's all worsted. The pieces are all worsted, but this one is a smaller yarn, because there's a lot of going with the stitch that I've chosen for joining. There's a lot of going back in on the stitch, so I didn't want it to be too bulky. I want it to be a little bit more refined, the join. So, and it's got a lovely sheen to it. So my test on it, and the color, sorry, you wanted to know the color. It is called Spruce. I think I might need to get a bit more. I have 3 balls, and it's 100 grams, 100% acrylic. I'm getting 284 yards or 260 meters. I think that might be enough to join them all, but not near enough for the size the blanket will be to do like edging right around it. So more on that later, but here is my test. And it will be, the majority will be all done continuously, apart from these edge pieces here. Now I'll include the pattern to where I found this edge piece. It's not part of Johanna Lindahl's Hexi pattern. It was a generous pattern that was like available on Ravelry free of charge on a person's site that or account called Mary. So thanks Mary for doing that work for the half hexi. There's my end pieces there coming through. But the patterning on the stitch work here is really neat and nice, and I like the color, how the spruce color sits not so dominant, and it's a lovely suggestion there, so of a edge, and the color, the sheen on it works really nicely with a lot of these different styles of worsted weight that you see here. Absolutely love it. The backside, if you're looking at the backside, looks like this, so you don't get the relief work, and these are all the back sides of the stitches, because you are working these hexes face forward always. Now, the person that I used the tutorial on for the stitch work around, I will link it down below in the description. I can't quite remember what the name of the YouTube video was offhand, but it will be down in the description box as well. So I'm really enjoying it. The colors that I'm using in, hopefully Gary still has that photograph up, or if it was put down, then maybe it's back up again. The colors that I'm using, I was inspired by the Red Hearts Ombre in the colorway Violet, and the other ball was Karen Jumbo Ombre in the colorway called Seashell. So in both of those, I was getting a range of purples from the violet ombre, from aubergine all the way up to a lilac, and from the Seashell colorway, from the Caron jumbo ombre, I was getting things more of a dusty rose. There was some sand color, so tans and beiges, and then I threw in some reds as well, and those reds were clay from Craftsmart, which was a Michael's brand, is no longer around. It's been changed. The branding has changed. And another red, which was the Tweed Craftsmart in Cranberry, which I haven't found that in a new version, that since they've labeled in Michael's a different name. Yeah, so when I finish the work and I show you the full finished blanket all sort of seamed together, I'll run through the various yarns that I used, and I am collecting all the labels, so when I go to present the final piece, I'll talk to you about what yarn was used, what colors, and they're all 100% acrylic, and they're all 4 worsted apart from the joining yarn, which was that DK that I just showed you. All right, next up is more work on my pattern that I'm working on for a jumper, like a Ganxi jumper, Ganxi style jumper. It's called the Pemberton Pullover, and this yarn, this designer is Bobby Intveld. What's it there? This one I am using fantastic hand-dyed yarn that was gifted me by Crystal over at Bag O' Day, and it is 100% cashmere, and it's a wonderful dream. So here I am with the back panel. Now it's been sitting there for a while, it's got that crease in it, and the Ganxi style knits and pearls are a lovely soft representation here when you see them. So you're seeing the arrows, I think they call them arrows right now, and this one here is called either the seed stitch or the, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the moss stitch, sorry, it's called the moss stitch, and you're seeing that really nicely. I think last time I showed you this I was like down here somewhere, but I finished one whole 50-gram hank, and I have this much left of the second 50-gram hank, so I'm almost 100 grams into this project. I'm working on the XL number of stitches. It's not giving me the XL size though. When I was doing the testing on it, I was finding that I wanted to get the large size, so I had to, because of the yarn itself not being as thick as the one I believe that they're using in the pattern, and my needles are a little smaller, I had to go up a size in the pattern so I can get it to fit the way that I want it to fit me. And it will be a pattern that gives me 4 inches of positive ease, so that's 2 inches all the way around. So it won't be form-fitting, but it will drape nicely and hang nicely off my shoulders with no bunching around under, you know, like around the arm and the chest area, so it won't be stretching, and it will lay flat. That's the hope anyway. And so I'm housing this all in this wonderful project bag, which was a generous gift from Edith. Thank you, Edith. I love this bag so much. I'll include the bag Etsy shop, I believe it's an Etsy shop, down below in the description if you're looking for something that's similar to this. It's big enough for the 12 50-gram minis, and my project can fit nicely in this big bag here. Okay, so the last thing that I got to talk to you about is another work in progress. It's a crocheted piece. I showed this on my last update and I'm really liking it. I have learnt so much from this type of mosaic crochet. It is called, I believe it's called inset. Oh no, it's called overlay crochet, mosaic crochet. It's from Bebe Blanket, this pattern here. And here is my one. I'm using a 4mm crochet hook, and right now it's probably measures, the length of it is just over 2 feet and maybe just over 1 foot there. Yeah, 1.5 feet by 2.5 feet maybe. Love this. Love the learn on it so much. And the finished result, it's amazing. It's a blanket, but I don't know, this could be also a rug. This is the back side. I haven't woven in any loose ends yet. Nice and neat. I still have a long way to go, and just got like fibers floating around itching my face. So let's take a look at the yarn that I'm using. I am using Premier Anti-Peeling Everyday Worsted Gradient in the colorway, sorry about the crinkle, this one here. And it's in the colorway called Black Tones. And that's the label there. Whoop, there we go. Premier Anti-Peeling Everyday Worsted Gradient. It's a mouthful, but it's very soft, and I love the sheen on it. It's 100% acrylic. It's a 4-weight yarn. And with that, the colors that I'm getting are from these 2 cakes. They're looking worse for wear because I've been using them from center and from then the outside to get the colors that I need from it. And when I wanted to get to another color in the thing, I've wound it off. So I've got this rose colored, a chunk of it left over. Now I'll use all these colors. I just wanted to play the colors out in my head the way that I wanted to use them. So I've been sort of like hacking into the cakes. And these are mandala tweeds. Sorry, not mandala tweeds. They're mandala. What have we got here? There we go. Mandala cakes. I'm trying to think of the name. And the colorway that I'm using is called Andorian. And that's the label. So they are 3 weights. So I'm combining a 4-weight and a 3-weight together, and it's working out fine. And I have other yarns in here that I was thinking of using because it will go through those cakes, and then I'll need a little bit more. So I'm using, this is another color that I wound off to use later down the way. So it's more of a fuchsia color. And this one here, I don't even know what this one is. It's like a green and like a dusty blue. So I was thinking I might use that just to use it up in a section. Now that I've finished one whole cake that's gone into the main color here, the gradient, I am now holding off using the second one because I was going to start from the black side and go into the lighter parts in this one. Because I need more yarn, I'm going to try and hold that black for a little bit more of the sections, and then I'll go back into that yarn to fade from black all the way out to a light gray. And I'm going to try and see whether the Lion Brand Pound of Love in the colorway Charcoal will keep that black going for a little longer, so I can make use of just further sections of making the project a bit bigger. I can't even think of words. So right now, this is where the project is. I am on the black. Where's the black? Here? I don't even know where it is. Oh, there we go. That's the end of the first anti-peeling gradient cake from Premier. And I will add on the charcoal from Pound of Love, go around to about maybe, oh, you can't even see it, maybe about another section here. There's a whole big section of squares and another squiggly line. I probably will keep the black all the way through that, and then I will move into the second cake. All right, so those are all of my works in progress, finished objects, make-alongs that I've been joining in on, and also my own make-along that I'm hosting. I have some fun things that are in store as well for a upcoming video, which I'll probably record sometime this weekend too, but post it later down the way. It is Happy Mail that I received from Edith, and I have to show you this because there are so many wonderful gifts in there. I've been spoiled, and there is one thing in that package that Edith sent me that is my first ever, and it's an Advent to Easter. And now I'll give you all the details when I do the video for the unboxing of that Happy Mail. But a little sneak peek will be that I'm cutting videos together over the course leading up to Easter on the Advent. So you'll get my first impressions on each of the little bags that I'm opening up. I've started it, when did I start it? 2 days ago. And I've opened the first 2 bags. I will also do one today and open another 2 bags. There are 10 bags altogether in this Advent calendar. So hopefully by the time Easter rolls around, I can compile them together and show you a little bit of a unbagging on my first ever Advent. I'm really super excited about that. All right, well, that catches up with everything. I will let you get on with your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.